I find myself always asking why.
Yeah, first strength leg day for high rocks training. Probably the first time I back squatted in like 6 months, and my legs are absolutely torched. Because I'm supposed to do another high rock session tomorrow, more focused on like the functional movements, high intensity heart rate stuff. So March 7th or 8th, the Saturday, that Saturday in March in Washington, D.C. Double high rocks.
Why wake up early? Why do the hard things? Why go beyond a 9 to 5? Why try and do something more? It'd be easier to stay ordinary. It would be easier to stick with what I know, to stay comfortable. A lot of us do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm searching for, and a lot of other people are searching for, is to have purpose. But this isn't a running video. We're here to build midnight. So after I've taken the morning for myself, business development is priority number one. So I set goals at the beginning of this year to find one new company a day and have 5 new contacts a day that I'm reaching out to. Basically just getting in a consistent rhythm of finding that, starting conversations to hopefully build some momentum towards the end of the year. For back half of the day, going and scouting midnight and midday locations, our flagship event that we'll be running this May. As I've worked this week to build out the project management plan and figure out what sequentially needs to happen for that actually to come to fruition, the first thing is finding a suitable location. So going and looking at those locations, getting contacts information, potentially talking to people on site, but then getting emails out early next week to set up conversations to talk about the potential of hosting an event. So to recap for you, my job right now is business development. That means connecting our company with as many possible client brands as possible with the services that we have to offer. But another thing on my mind is Midnight at Midday, an event that we're going to be putting on as a test case, a proof concept, so that we can grow our business and create communities while doing it. So tactically, like how I go about it is I've basically curated my feed on LinkedIn to be very like CPG heavy. So a lot of like thought leaders, people who work with new and upcoming CPG brands to help them grow in retail. Like this is a good example of like a frozen dumplings company that is celebrating getting into Target, Costco, Whole Foods, 3 large nationally scaled retailers.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah, so like
that's a new company then that's like landing stuff and
yeah, so this is like a recap of their year, right? They are now in nearly 8,000 doors across the country. They're in giant HEB, which are regional retailers. When I see a brand like that, my question is, what are they using to grow brand awareness to actually pull that product through with consumers, essentially? So how are they getting consumers to buy the product? Getting it on the shelf is like a big component of the puzzle, and a lot of brands don't even make it to that space. But once they do, their next problem becomes how do they pull that product through or get it into the hands of consumers, get consumers to buy. Lots of different tactics that you can do that, but most of them fall under the marketing umbrella. So a lot of these brands have scaled digital programs, they're using influencer marketing, they may be doing in-store sampling. So that's where we come in. when I split our services up into 3 different buckets that we offer to these brands.
Big coffee guy or
2 Americanos a day.
2 Americanos? Is that like the limit?
That's just the standard. I think coffee is just as much habitual for me than the caffeine. I don't really notice that my energy levels change one way or another when I do or don't drink coffee. It's just habitual. I mean, I will drink a latte, but I don't ever get like sugar in them or anything.
Yeah, you don't get none of the fancy shit or anything like that.
Yeah, actually, except for the Merge.
Signature?
What's it called? Oh, fuck. What's their drink called?
Hey, yo, fool.
Living, laughing, La Vida Locoing. Y'all gotta shoot?
This one. The bee's knees. That's what I was talking about.
That's the go-to.
Yeah.
What's good, dude?
How's it going? Pretty good.
Need some coffee?
Yes, please. Can I do a bee's knees?
Breaking them out?
Yes, please. So business development starts with making a connection, and our services are split up into 3 buckets. Our first is what we call field marketing and sampling. This is typically individuals that are working on behalf of our client brands to interact with consumers in unique and novel ways in their natural environment. So this doesn't take any fabrication. It doesn't take a special environment for the services to work. This is just people walking streets of Nashville, streets of a market, interacting with consumers and sampling products based on who our client brand is. Bucket 2 is typically our services that we offer around event sponsorship activations, and we focus on helping them maximize the space that they've negotiated as part of that agreement. So in an example where a company has a 20 by 20 space to use to create whatever environment they want within a defined footprint, Midnight can help them plan and execute that marketing activation within that space. And the third is a mixture of the 2 services. We call them traveling pop-up activations. So this is the best of both worlds, where you're getting to meet consumers in their natural environment, but also create a unique branded environment through the nature of a traveling pop-up activation. Your branded environment is placed in the natural environment of these consumers. Test case and showcase are 2 good words to describe it. Basically, we ever want to move in as a company into producing events on event owners' behalf. So think EDM collective wants to put on New Year's Eve party, needs an event producer to coordinate all the sponsors and consumer experience. Like, for us to be able to win a contract like that or do something for that, I think the best way to build that experience is to do it in-house and learn those things when the stakes are really not on behalf of a client, but on behalf of our own investment. So this is an internal investment into Midnight services.
What up?
What up? What up?
The crew. Yo!
What up, man?
What up, gang?
What up, Peter? How are you? Wonderful. I like the fit.
Thanks, man.
That's my kind of fit, the black and tan.
Got back on the skates though?
Oh yeah, got back in the ice. Hey, vlog.
How you doing?
Good.
Vlog. What's on the board?
Old stuff. More stuff. We
2
did
months
start.
ago.
That's coming.
Oh, so you don't keep your board updated. What's the good of a board if you don't erase it as you go?
Did I show you that picture we did Festivus in our house?
No.
I did. I put up just a metal pole in the middle of the living room.
No way, you guys did Festivus?
Yeah, I sent you that
What
picture.
does that even mean?
That's a Seinfeld reference.
Yeah. I got a lot of problems with you people.
What up, Fenny?
And you're all gonna hear about. When's the next event?
We do a trade show for Red Bull on January 21st. So we're building them. They already have like the infrastructure, but they're shipping it to us. But it takes like a day of building.
Setting up. Yeah.
So we'll do that. First spot we're headed to is Bongo Java in East Nashville. They have they're just a coffee shop, but they have a outdoor kind of like yard space next to their building. Essentially, like, what we're looking for in the space is obviously outdoors, If it has shade or coverage, that's ideal but not required. And also trying to find an angle to provide value to a business or something that would like want an event in their space. Yeah, this one right here. Again, just thinking of like different unique ways that the consumer experience would be leveled up. They have good like operations here, so the fact that like we have this side street where we can have our vendors loading in and out, access from both the front and the back increases the consumer experience, whether we use both those entrances or for like fire and safety, having 2 entrances and exits helps with getting capacity limits to a certain level. The like benefit of this fence is that you don't have to bring in barrier now, so you have your defined entrances and exits and you don't have to set up barrier. The benefit of doing it during the day is that you don't have as much issue with noise compliance. Not that this event is intended to be like incredibly loud, but the intention is that we would have a main stage, not limited to music, but music, comedy, fitness, any other like installation that's applicable to a large group. You have built-in foot traffic, so day of, for if we were doing day of sales, if we had capacity, like that's huge. There's enough like residential walking area so that people could walk to the event. I'm a big believer in being able to live in a walkable community and go to these commercial restaurants and support your local neighborhood without having to get in your car.
How'd it go?
Got a contact. So rather than going to like a defined event space or like a place that only hosts events, is they're just gonna charge you a fee to rent their space basically, and you don't really have a lot of negotiation power because basically like you can't provide them in-kind assets that benefit them as well. But if you go to a place like Bongo Java, where they are a business that would benefit from having increased traffic for Saturdays in May through this event, there's opportunities to get a little bit more creative with how we structure the deal to actually like host our event there, because they can actually derive value from the people. Now we're going to West Nashville. This is a place that I just found on Google Maps called Love Park. I've never been there before, but looks like a municipal park, some sort of like hill or central location. So sick location, cool view of the skyline, but like all of this screams to me as operational hazards. Like those trash cans are super ugly. You've got barbed wire that you can literally grab with your hand. Private event spaces have certain prerogatives, like they're gonna just charge for their space and there's not a lot of opportunity for negotiation. Public spaces like the public library will still probably charge for their space, but typically it's going to be a lot less than what it would be as a private space. Whole field, you could put like a stage up there, not really need any rising, and still be able to like make that the center focal point. You'd obviously need to bring in physical barriers to, if it was a ticketed event.
It's like all around this parking lot essentially?
I just wanted to stop by because the 12 South Farmers Market does their, or when we were a part of it, they were doing it in the parking lot, but apparently they, at different points in time, have done it out in this lot. I think it's pretty interesting. Intention is not that you spend 10 hours at this event, right? It's a 2 to 4 hour event that you are at, and then you're going to go about your Saturday and do whatever you're doing. So being in a neighborhood where you walk from your house to this event, then from this event you walk to lunch with your friends, then from lunch you walk home, like it's creating a cornerstone event for your day, essentially for your Saturday. I think just having the trees to play off of, it's definitely unique. It's not just like a standard box that you would put an event into, but utilizing like that as the entrance. You have some covered space to give people relief on particularly hot days or rainy days, and then you have diverse kind of you can create little experiences between the trees for people. And then, like, again, just being able to look up and see, like, the main stage, the vertical distribution, similar to the National Public Library, where, like, there's a place naturally that you would put the main stage, you'd put the main attraction. Second on the list behind Bongo Java for sure, based on the ones we've seen so far, especially because I know that they've had events here, so that's a big proof of concept for us. Like, they obviously have an appetite for events. So why am I making this video? Personally, I want purpose. I want to show up to my dream company, doing my dream job, working with my dream team. If I get the opportunity to hire people alongside this journey, that is a win to me. That is my dream job, is helping people build a career in event marketing through my company. Second component is helping our client brands connect to their target consumers. In a world where digital marketing and digital media continues to be the priority in growth, I see a lot of opportunity in moving back into the in real life experiences. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you're interested in that as well, please reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation. I'm not here to garner fame. I'm not here to garner like attention. I'm here to garner conversation and connection and community. Those are the things we've talked about, right? Yeah. It's like, I hope that out of every video, there is one new person that I can just have a conversation with, whether they're a potential client or just someone interested in the industry, or someone who says, like, digital media is the most important. Like, you don't need in real life interactions. Like, your scale is much better used at a digital like, I want to have a conversation with that person, because, like, we have completely different points of view, neither of which are right or wrong, but it's, like, interesting to hear someone who has a completely different point of view that I would probably never get exposure to. See you in the next episode.